got a proposal from the league, which was honestly a slap in the face. And I think we really have to put an emphasis on the players that are in our league right now. But I love to see the league growing. I think, adding these teams in Philly and Detroit, like, that's how amazing is that the league can grow. But how cool would it also be to have like a little bit expansion on the rosters? Like, let's focus on the teams that have everything set up right now, and maybe focus on the teams also that find excuses continuously to lack investment into their players.
WNBA players reject first CBA offer. 3 months ago, Kat Engelbert claimed to be optimistic about ongoing negotiations. I guess all that optimism has suddenly disappeared. Now, to be fair, this is not unusual. It's not unusual to see players reject the first offer they receive. But like I've told you guys before, this is going to be a tough negotiation for Kat Engelbert.
Is the WNBA about to destroy itself? The players just rejected a new deal, expansion is exploding, and Caitlin Clark's back is breaking from carrying the league. Let's break down why the 2026 season might get canceled and who's really to blame.
Miss Kat Engelbert, I'm sure she thought that everyone was going to be thrilled with the expansion of the WNBA. I'm sure she thought the cities of Cleveland, Philadelphia, Detroit would be throwing parades welcoming unknown dump divers to their city. I'm sure she thought WNBA players would be doing something that they have never done before. Not complaining. I'm sure the dump diva thought, the players have been demanding more money, so I've got the perfect solution. We'll open 3 new dumps, which will give players the opportunity to play more games. That way, they'll almost be above the poverty line. This idea is great!
So let's start with what blew everything up. The WNBA sent the Players Union a proposal, their first pitch, for the next collective bargaining agreement. Sounds normal, right? But Phoenix Mercury star Satou Sabally didn't hold back. She called it a slap in the face. Now let's be real, that's not just frustration, that's fire. That's players feeling insulted, feeling ignored. And keep in mind, this proposal came right after the league proudly announced expansion teams in Philly, Detroit, and the Bay Area. The WNBA was celebrating. Players? Not so much. Sabally's comments weren't just about money. She made it clear players want more roster spots, better facilities, and serious investment in existing teams. She's not wrong. A lot of franchises are still running on 10-day contracts, hardship deals, and overcrowded benches. And now we're adding 3 new teams. So the question is this: is the league growing too fast without taking care of its foundation? Or are players biting the hand that's finally feeding them? Want to know how dangerous this situation is? Look at what happened to Major League Baseball in 1994. The season was going great, fans were excited, teams were competitive. Then boom, labor strike. The postseason was canceled. No World Series, just silence. And fans were pissed. It took baseball 4 years to recover, and only because of the steroid-fueled home run chase between McGuire and Sosa. Now imagine that happening to the WNBA. Except here's the problem: baseball had 100 years of tradition, generations of fans, emotional loyalty. The WNBA? It's not there yet. Let's be honest, it's just starting to gain momentum, and most of that is built on one person, Caitlin Clark. If the WNBA goes on strike, there's no guarantee the audience comes back, no guarantee networks stick around, and no historical legacy to fall back on. The league can't afford a mistake of this size. The stakes are that high. So, what happens if both sides dig in? This might be a hot take, but it's true the WNBA isn't growing because of the league. It's growing because of Caitlin Clark. Her games are packed. Her jerseys sell out. She's the reason ESPN wants to spend more. That's not disrespect, that's reality. But here's what makes it fragile. All of this can disappear in a second. If Clark gets hurt, if she decides to leave for Europe, or unrivaled, if she gets sick of taking hits every game and not being protected, that entire momentum vanishes overnight. It's like building a skyscraper on one steel beam. Looks strong until it doesn't. The players think they have leverage now, and maybe they do. But most of that leverage comes from one woman. And that's dangerous, because if Clark walks, the whole deck of cards comes down. Is it fair? Is it true? Absolutely. Here's the thing, the players aren't just complaining for fun. They're showing up to media days and reading statements. Sophie Cunningham and Sydney Colson went public. We're fighting for a fair share of the business we built. And that's a valid point. The league is growing. Attendance is up. Ratings are up. There's a new media deal on the way. So why not get paid? But here's the flip side. The WNBA still isn't profitable. Ever. In its almost 30-year history, it's never turned a profit. So when players ask for million-dollar salaries and state-of-the-art facilities, where's that money supposed to come from? It's a complicated reality. Are players undervalued? Definitely. Are they the reason the league has value? Yes. But if the business can't support what they're asking, are their demands even realistic? Let's not forget 80% of the players will be free agents next year. That's a lot of leverage. But leverage only works if the foundation can hold the weight. Can it? So what did the WNBA offer? We don't have official numbers, but rumors say the league offered around $500,000 to $750,000 for top salaries, which for a league where the max was previously $250,000 is a serious bump. That's triple the current top deal. But players reportedly want more. Some are eyeing $1 million plus base salaries. Some even expect superstar money $2 million or more. But here's the thing. The league brought in just over $60 million last year. That's less than a single mid-tier NBA team's merch revenue. You do the math. If everyone's making $1 million, the league goes bankrupt fast. So now the question is, are the players chasing what's fair, or are they gambling with the entire future of the WNBA? Caitlin Clark had another mic drop moment this week. She pointed out that players get more money winning the Commissioner's Cup, a glorified mid-season tournament, than they do for winning the actual WNBA championship. Let that sink in. You win the whole league, you get $11,356. Win a side cup tournament, you get $30,000. That's like getting paid more for winning a raffle than an Olympic gold medal. Clark isn't just playing basketball, she's calling out the system. And she's right. If you want players to take the league seriously, start by showing you value its biggest prize. If that's broken, what else is? 3 new teams. That means 3 new cities, 45 more players, more coaches, staff, arenas, travel costs, and, oh yeah, charter flights for everybody now. Sounds like progress, right? Except, we still have teams struggling with practice gyms and locker rooms. We still have players sleeping in second-rate hotels. We still have teams who can't even guarantee minutes for healthy, talented players because the rosters are so small. The WNBA added 12 games to the season in just 4 years. It wants to go to 50 or 60 games. Are players ready for that? Is the infrastructure? This isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. And if you take off too fast, you might blow your knees out before you reach the finish line. Let's not forget something really important here. WNBA players don't actually need the WNBA to survive. That's not an exaggeration, that's a fact. A lot of these athletes are already making more money overseas than they do right here at home. We're talking about countries like Turkey, Russia, Italy, and China, where these players get not only bigger paychecks, but better perks. First-class travel, full-season housing, high-end practice facilities, even security escorts in some cities. Overseas teams roll out the red carpet for these women. Now add another layer to this drama, unrivaled. A brand new league, player-backed, media-savvy, and totally built to disrupt the system. It offers shorter seasons, better pay, less politics, and more creative control. For star players, it's like Netflix saying, hey, skip the Hollywood studios. Come straight to us and we'll pay you top dollar. So, here's the reality. If this new CBA collapses, walking away from the WNBA isn't just a bluff. It's a real strategic option, and it's already happening on a small scale. Players are testing other leagues. They're talking. They're watching. Let's get honest. Not every WNBA player is worth $1 million. That's just the truth. Caitlin Clark? Worth $10 million. Easy. Sabrina Ionescu, Aja Wilson, maybe a couple more? Sure, but most players in the league are not household names. They're not selling out arenas. They're not pulling millions of viewers. So what's fair? Max salary at $600,000 to $750,000? Sounds solid. Rookie contracts around $150,000 to $200,000? Reasonable. Bonuses for playoff wins, MVPs, or all WNBA teams? That's how you incentivize performance. But if players are thinking they're about to be millionaires across the board, that's a fantasy. At least for now. The league has to grow before it can reward everyone. That's just business. Otherwise, it's a wrap. The clock is ticking. The WNBA needs a new CBA. The players want real money. The league wants expansion. The fans, they just want the games to go on. But here's the danger. If neither side budges, the 2026 season could be canceled. That's not drama, that's reality. And if that happens, everything Caitlin Clark built this year gets wiped away. No games, no growth, no future. We've seen it happen before. And the WNBA doesn't have MLB's history or fan base to cushion the fall. This might be the most important negotiation in league history. So, what do you think? Are the players right to fight for more? Or are they about to kill the golden goose? Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and don't forget, the future of the WNBA might just be hanging by a thread.